And we're at 33 below zero, heading into Glennallen. You can see Mount Drum there. Sorry about the sun. It's kind of hitting us. There we go. Minus 32. Oh. We've hit colder, so. Minus 32 heading into Glennallen. And we're looking for 40 below. So I think we're going to get it at some point here, but we might not get it. So we took a trip to Glennallen today, kind of to save, just to get us out of the house and save a trip from going all the way to Fairbanks to look for 40 and 50 below, to throw water up in the air and do some other cool tricks. And we're just heading down the road. Currently it's minus 32. In the background you can see Mount Drum, and what's the other mountain? You know what the other mountain's name is?
Now I forgot.
But we had 37 below, and it looked like at the airport in Glennallen it was 39 below. It was like 44 below earlier this morning, but it's going to be tough to find it. We got a little bit of a late start, and the sun doesn't put off a lot of heat, but it puts off quite a bit of heat. This is the coldest they've ever experienced. I think 32 below before then was the best. Say hi, guys.
Hi.
Luke's windows all froze up.
I wrote 40. And then it like.
So you can see the windows are all froze up, and let's see here. We have minus 33 now, and it is an absolutely beautiful morning. Thanks for tuning in with us. The morning was phenomenal. We missed a very beautiful picture of the moon going down, but the sun was coming up as the moon was going down, and it was just incredible. So we're just heading into Glennallen, and we want to find 34 below. Unfortunately, it's getting warmer, or it was. So anyways, thank you guys for commenting. We appreciate your comments and stuff. And we'll try to get more videos out from this. We might even take a little bit of a rabbit hunt on the way back, because the rabbit tracks were so thick on the way around, I don't know, Eureka. They were really, really, really thick. And so the kids probably would like to go rabbit hunting too on the way back.
Yeah, me and Cody set snares down at our creek, and there's rabbits in Chaga chase.
So anyways, they're excited for that on the way back, and it'll just kind of be a fun trip. And we're still at 33 below, but we're going down and down. And the thing about the temperature in Alaska here, when you get what's called an inversion, is when you get these massively cold temperatures. There we go, minus 34.
Minus 35.
There it goes.
Minus 35. Will it do it? You get what's called an inversion. Nope. Oh, minus 34.
We don't have too much farther to drop, unfortunately.
But you get an inversion, and the inversion causes the warm air to sit on top of the cold air, and that cold air doesn't move as fast, and so it just kind of settles into these low pockets. And you can see that smokestack that we're coming up on. It goes up and then goes over. So it hits where the air goes warmer, and then it flattens out. You can really see it in Fairbanks when the smokestacks do that. So still minus 35, and we're going down, and you can see a little bit of fog down there, and that is a good sign. That means that the moisture and everything is holding up down in the valleys, and that's a good sign of inversion. And where there is inversion, there is colder temperatures. So we're dropping down into Glennallen on an absolutely stunning, beautiful morning. We've got boiling water with us.
There it is, minus 36.
Minus 36.
Yay!
We have boiling water with us, and we are going to throw that up into the air. We brought
37.
some bubbles. We're looking at Mount Drum in front of us.
Oh, this
Like
is going to be really
12,000
bumpy.
or 14,000
Sorry.
feet. We're going across some frost heaves. We're lowering down, and hopefully we'll see minus 40. We're looking for minus 40. And as you guys probably all know, or most of you know, minus 40 is the same Fahrenheit as it is Celsius. So we're just rolling into Fairbanks here.
No, Glennallen.
I'm sorry, Glennallen. Fairbanks would probably be just as cold this morning. I think it's supposed to warm up there. It's warming up in the western and central part of Alaska, but we're more like southeast. I'm not central, east, southeast, south central, east, south central. And we're gonna drop down here some more, and you can see this basin down here.
Okay, guys.
It's gonna be colder than where we're at right now.
Here's our chance. Down we go.
So we're heading for 40 below, and we've had minus 37, and we're live feeding it to see if we can hit it. So thanks for tuning in with us. If you haven't, subscribe to our channel. We do a lot of Alaska things with our family. You can see our kids sitting there in the back, seeing to do some fun winter activities at 35 below, hopefully 40 below. And you can see their windows are all froze up. While we're waiting for 40 below, if you guys have questions about Alaska, we have a lot of answers. So I've grown up in Alaska since I was 11, and my wife was born and raised here, and her grandparents moved here back before Alaska was a state. So they actually lived. We're going to go down to Copper Center here, and they actually lived in Copper Center for part of the time. And this is the Copper River Basin.
Your tongue ticks to the window.
Hi, Jarn. Thanks for your comment. And Mount Drum is in front of us, and we are getting ready to roll into Glennallen. We have hit minus 37, but we're looking for minus 40. And
Ooh, look at that ice fog.
And we are probably just going to hang around the Glennallen area. We'll probably drive down into Copper Center, which is kind of a cool little town. And right now we're driving into foggy Glennallen. You can see the temp. And that's what's called ice fog, or a little bit of ice fog. Usually ice fog doesn't hit real heavy until it's 40 below, because all of the moisture in the air turns to ice crystals. Wow. And that happens, all the moisture turns into ice crystals at 40 below. That's kind of why we're looking for 40 below.
Oh, there we go, new
we're
record.
At 38 below, heading into ice foggy Glennallen.
39.
We're hitting 39. We're almost there to 40 below. We're all excited because the kids have never experienced 40 below. And we're going by our car's temperature reading right now. And they had 39 at the airport in Glennallen, so we're hoping we can find
a
little pocket of 40 below.
We're gonna drop down right now.
We're going by.
Look at that though, you can't even see in front of you.
My wife was actually born there.
I was born there, yeah.
In Glennallen.
Crazy, right?
And we're waiting for that 1 degree, and we're dropping down. As we drop into Glennallen here, the ice fog is thick.
The anticipation from the back seat.
We're like almost 100 degrees off of you there in Kentucky. 100 degrees colder. 96 degrees colder.
Come on.
Are we going to hit the minus 40? That is the question. Jarn, in Germany, what do you have for a temperature there? And you could even go in Celsius, because minus 40 is the same in Celsius as it is in Fahrenheit. Minus 40! We did it!
Yay!
We got the minus 40.
41?
Can it get 41? I don't know.
Okay, should we like pull over?
Dennis, if we were to head towards Tok,
Should we
they had
pull
some
over?
really cold weather, but we didn't want to drive the extra 2.5 hours to Tok, so. And that road is like the frost-heaviest of all roads.
It would be some bumpy
So,
footage.
It would be, yeah, real bumpy footage, and it really doesn't get that cold until you get right into that basin up by Tok.
Oh my
So-
goodness, because I like the window.
So now we don't know, does it get minus 40 or does it go lower?
Copper Center.
Ooh.
Don't lick metal here.
Yeah, you don't want to lick metal at minus 40.
Yikes. No.
Even the window makes your
One time in Fairbanks, I got a socket stuck to my lip, and I thought I'd warm it up by putting it in my mouth. Yeah, that was a bad idea. Stuck to every surface of my mouth and took at least 2 minutes to warm up to where it disconnected from the inside of my mouth.
It just hurts my tongue thinking about it.
Minus 40 in Glennallen, in frosty Glennallen.
Jump to a beer.
And right here, this says minus 38. It's in the back. So we're gonna go by the truck temperature. And in the background there, Mount Drum. And it is pretty right here. We're gonna drive down to Copper Center because I think we're gonna get out of the ice fog, and we're gonna throw some water. Hey, should we just stop right here and throw some water in the air, or should we wait till Copper Center?
I think it's going to be colder.
You think Copper Center?
Go back. Go.
As we drop down, I think it will actually
35.
get colder down there.
Josh, we are 75 degrees warmer than you. I mean colder. You're 75 degrees warmer than us.
So our new
Get it
record's
backwards.
40.
Your new record's 40. Yep.
Or 48.
So it warmed up a little bit, minus 37. But we hit our minus 40. Yeah, math, it's hard.
Your brain's a little too cold
Just
to process
backwards.
it.
Yeah. It's a brain freeze, actually. That's the problem we got. We got brain freeze. We're going to go right here, which is south.
Not quite to Valley.
And that is Copper Center is where we're headed.
Ooh,
It
into
is-
the sun. Oh, baby.
It is at the mouth of the
goodness.
Kutina.
Gets pretty bumpy over here, though. Copper Center is only 14 miles, so.
It's about 11. It's 11:37, minus 37.
My freezers are frozen. My deals are frozen.
The wipers.
No, the ice, the windshield wiper fluid.
Yeah, the windshield wiper fluid doesn't work at minus 40.
I was gonna try to put a little on the thing, but I'm not gonna mess with it. I don't want to burn it out.
And the sun is out. It is a gorgeous morning. So you can see the sun there going across the sky. It looks enormous. That's because it's refracting in the ice crystals, and it just magnifies it. Sorry, I'm trying to hold this really still, but the roads around here, they get what's called frost heaves, and that's because it has permafrost, and then it'll melt in the summer, and when there's variations in the melt, then you get frost heaves. Heaves in the pavement. That pavement doesn't like to move.
Jake, the one thing is we will have to shut it off at some point here because you'll lose service for a little bit.
I may lose service
until you get into
at
Copper
one point,
Center.
and so we may lose the live feed, but right now we have it good. You can see the sun coming through the trees, and on the trees, when it gets cold like this, and we're at minus 38 right now, when it gets cold like this, all that white you see on the trees is hoarfrost, and it builds up when the ice fog is in here, in these valleys. And if it gets cold for a really long period of time, the crystals get a lot bigger, and wow, we're really going into the fog here. And the trees get even prettier. The bigger the hoarfrost crystals are, the prettier the trees get. So if you're joining us this morning, we're just rolling into the Copper River Basin, and we found 40 below in Glennallen.
I
And
wonder
it is
if we find more than
38
40
below.
below going down this hill.
There is ice fog, and you can see the sun is right in front of us. It looks enormous because it's shining.
It's a shame here. This is absolutely beautiful as you overlook the Copper River, but you can't see it because of the fog.
So when you hit 40 below, all of the moisture in the air turns to ice, crystalline ice, and it creates what's called ice fog.
Right
Earlier,
here.
you could see Mount Hess. Was it Mount Hess?
No,
Mount Trump. Sorry. Mount Hess is in the Alaska range, actually. And the mountains in the Wrangell, St. Elias National Park. And we're dropping down, and I'm guessing, sorry, it's with my frame right there, it's causing our deal to flash. But I'm guessing it's going to drop again. And we're 38 below right here. Wow. Ice fog live. We go there. We're here so you don't have to be here at minus 38 and can still see the temp.
Minus 39.
Minus 39.
If we could help you feel it, we would.
And we're going to get out. There's some real neat things about these, well, not neat, deadly things about 40 below that are really cool. And cool, no pun intended. One is when you throw water into the air that's hot, it instantly vaporizes. It doesn't actually freeze in the air, it vaporizes. And then the vapor freezes. Another thing with it is, oh, there we go, minus 40 again.
It's going to probably go below that now because we still have a little bit lower to go.
And
Clutina River.
Just beautiful. We're dropping down. We're at minus 40, driving in the Copper River Basin.
Taslina River.
We're going across the Taslina River right now. We're driving down to Copper Center, which their thermometer was out, so we'll see if it's much colder down there. And we're going to throw some boiling water into the air. Right now you can see the ice fog. But one of the things is when you breathe in through your mouth, you can actually suck air in at 40 below and feel ice crystals form in your mouth. It's kind of a really dangerous thing to go out running. And if you go out running at this temperature, you can actually ice crystals to form in your mouth and freeze. And and down in your lungs even if you breathe too hard. So you got to be careful when you're breathing and going out. Someone mentioned that they didn't see any hitchhikers. Well, there's not a ton of people around here, and they're probably all staying inside. You really shouldn't be out driving in these temperatures, but we have a newer vehicle, and we're not worried about getting broke down. We're in cell phone reception.
We have
We
all
have
of our
all our winter gear. We're going to go out and film, kind of things. So
and there's a lot of people out.
there's a lot of people out, and they're just, going to work. When it's this cold, they get this cold fairly often. Last 3 years have been real warm, but people got to go to work and do their jobs. It's not like everything just shuts down at 40 below. Kids still go to school, all that stuff. Even at 50 and 60 below, they just, they have cutoffs for their recess at like 20 below, so they stay inside for recess and stuff like that. People take precautions. In Fairbanks, 20 below is usually the cutoff temperature for outdoor activities.
I'm going to guess that the cutoff for this is minus 40.
You think that's as cold as it goes? I think it goes colder.
Does this read any colder?
It reads minus 38. So we're going through ice bog. Minus 38 on here. Minus 40 here. We're driving towards Copper Center. We're going to go down into Copper Center, and hopefully the ice bog will let up a little bit, and it'll still be cold. And we're going to do some really cool experiments. One thing I forgot to bring was an egg, though. And
I was going to ask you
we'll
about
have to
that.
stop at the store in Glennallen and get a dozen eggs. But we'll freeze an egg to the sidewalk or to the pavement.
Nope.
So instead of frying an egg on the pavement, we'll freeze an egg to the pavement. So that should be kind of fun. What do you guys think? Minus 40. You guys don't even know what to think.
You're still in the truck.
Wait till we get outside and it's cold.
I don't want to go outside because it will be too cold.
It won't be too cold.
Well, that's why you put on a pair of long underwear, then a pair of jammy pants, then your regular pants, then your snow pants.
The sun's in our eyes. It's almost noon.
You just got
Just went up a degree. Minus 39.
I don't know. Maybe if the thermometer goes below 40, minus 40, I would be suspicious that it would hit it at the Clutina River.
Think we'll hit minus 40 again? I think we will.
Oh, for sure minus 40, but I think if this goes less than minus 40.
So anyways, we're just driving down the road in the Copper River Basin by Glennallen. We hit our minus 40 as we had hoped, right at minus 40. There's ice bog. The kids are excited to try some of these things. Here's the ice bog. Actually minus 38 right now. Just changed to minus 38. And we're going to go up to the Copper Center, which is on the Clutina River. Heather's grandparents used to live in Copper Center. Back, the Copper Basin was a lot more busy during that time because it was an easier way into Alaska. People would go from Valdez. There used to be rail that would come up in here to Kennecott. And they had a big copper mine that was before, just after World War II, I guess.
Should I go on this side or the other side?
Let's go down to the bottom. We are driving.
You want to go down to the river?
38 below, and it'll likely drop down to below 40 below. The sun is huge in the sky.
It looks like
it's refracting off the ice crystals. So if you guys are just tuning in to our live feed and you haven't subscribed to our channel, subscribe to our channel, where we do a lot of family vlogging in Alaska, and we do some really cool things. We have a gold mine. We go fishing, we go hunting, we go hiking. We do all kinds of Alaskan activities. Stuff like this. We just do fun random stuff like going out and throwing water, boiling water up into the atmosphere and watching it vaporize instantly. So this is the Copper River Basin heading down into the Clutina River. It is 38 degrees Fahrenheit below zero, and we're likely going to hit minus 40 again.
Jake, this is kind of cool over here. You can see this layer of, well, I don't know if they can see it, layer of ice fog, and then the mountains on the backside.
So we are dropping in and out. Well, we're probably just in the top of the inversion, but what's called an inversion, and that creates these ridiculously low, frigid low temperatures in the interior of Alaska. So we're kind of considered interior here, but really we're I would say we're still on the south central end of things in Alaska. We're not that far north. We're south of the Alaska Range. And most of those frigid temperatures that you hear about are from the interior of Alaska. And all the cold air settles into the basins. Sorry about the shakiness. I'm trying to keep it at a minimum, but the roads are really bumpy through here because of the frost heaves. So there we go. 38 below zero. I imagine that's going to drop again. If it drops to 39, we'll go down there. We're getting a good view again out of the ice fog. With the temperature, you can see along the river, and there is a beautiful view today. Beautifully sunny, absolutely gorgeous out. And we are live streaming this, the cold weather we're having in Alaska. And actually, the last 3 years, we haven't had a cold snap like this. So this is the first time in 3 years where it's been cold for a really extended period of time. It's been cold for about 2 weeks, and where the temperatures are sub-zero for a longer period of time. We've had some real mild winters, and this winter started off mild, but we have been in a real cold snap here for the beginning of the year. Right there we have 39 below zero. We are going to drop down to 40 and potentially even colder.
I'm shooting for minus 42 at Clutina River here, but we'll see.
You think it'll be minus 42? I think we got a late start. It's almost noon. So there's a potential that minus 40 is the coldest that we see. But at minus 40, all the moisture in the air crystallizes and turns to ice, and that creates that fog that you see in front of us. So it's a nice clear day, and we're dropping. And we just were at minus 40. It warmed up to minus 39. I imagine that ice fog that you can see in front of us, it'll be minus 40 there.
Are you wanting to stop?
But we are going to throw some water up in the air. I think we probably keep it live. And I will probably even do a live feed of us flying our drone.
It's not quite there. Do you want to stop 40. Here at the Clutina River?
Yeah.
Go ahead and drive into Copper Center.
First?
Yeah.
And then come back here?
Yeah, we can come back here.
Okay. Oh, they didn't plow it all the way down to the river?
No, but we don't need to go down to the river. It's really pretty here. Or we can find a lookout to where you can see the mountains.
Okay.
When we throw up the water in the air, we will probably just throw it in the air where it's minus 37, minus 30, 38 or 39. It'll do the same thing. That way we can get a better view of things. You can see that mountain in the distance. Absolutely beautiful today. So anyhow, we may wait and do another live feed for that stuff and get everything set up so there's not any downtime. But we're gonna drive into Copper Center first. You can see the ice fog. The sun just looks amazing. This is what it looks like to drive through 40 below.
Do you suppose it's possible that our power steering fluid froze up?
Yeah, it can get tight.
It's yep.
How bad is it?
Well, I mean, it's kind of like you're driving an old car.
So anyways, one of the things, our power steering is not working like it should. It's one of the things you have to watch out when it gets really cold. And it's minus 40 coming into Copper Center. We're driving down.
Yeah, it's definitely froze up or not working.
Hopefully that'll come back when it warms up, but
it's not totally out, but it's chilly.
minus 40. You can see the hoarfrost on the trees is absolutely beautiful with the sun.
Look at the river there. Oh, it's so pretty.
And this is the Copper River. You can see it actually creates a lot of moisture in the air. The ice fog creates the hoarfrost on the trees. It's absolutely beautiful. We may just do it down here because it's so pretty down here.
Mm-hmm.
And
where do you want me to stop for now?
I probably won't fly the drone here though.
Stop over here for now, or what?
And we're at minus 40. Go ahead and drive up on the hill and pull around.
Well, we just do the loop around here.
Loop. See if we can find some cooler temp. Minus 40 in Copper Center. Hoarfrost, stunning. You jump up above some of the cabins here in Copper Center are beautiful. Just a beautiful day in Copper Center. Little bit of visibility obstructed, but as soon as you get up above this inversion, it's totally clear. And we are at minus 40.
You're cold.
Actually, we'll get out while we're still on this live feed. We'll at least get out and feel the temp and grab our winter gear quick. We're gonna roll on this loop here.
No, honey, you can't unbuckle yet. Oh yeah, it's cold.
Down a side road, heading towards the sun.
Oh my goodness.
Having trouble steering?
It's really cold. It's not wanting to work. Yep.
Thanks for tuning us in on us on our live feed here. It's just a gorgeous morning out here. You can see it's minus 40.
I'm guessing that bob's out there, but could be wrong.
I think it gets colder.
You do?
Yeah, because the other temperature says minus 36.
Okay.
And we're going to pull over here, and we're going to actually get out of the vehicle.
Hey, I remember this place.
Yeah.
Well,
that's a restaurant, sweetheart.
Ow, ow, ow.
We're going to get out of the car.
This is the museum here, the old historical
This is the old
stuff.
historical
Wait
museum.
a second, guys.
I'm still in my clothes.
And we're getting out of the car.
Dad, can you give me my winter
You
gear?
guys want to get out?
Yeah, just a minute. I need my boots on. Yeah, I got one. I don't want to get out. I want my winter gear. Where do you belong? It's the handle's stuck.
Look at their antenna on their truck, guys. See that? The antenna on their truck because of the cold temperatures. Oh, it was frozen.
It's like frozen.
Yeah.
I know my stuff.
Luke, you want to do it?
Jake.
Yeah. I want to do it.
What?
But I just want to get my winter gear. Well,
Okay, we're going to throw some water on.
Just for a test run?
Just for a
Okay.
test run. We're going to do a test run.
Then we better shut it off so we can go get ready.
close the door.
I have to pee. Breathe.
Can we have some of this?
Not yet.
Your coat. You're like gross.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still not ready to go out.
It's okay.
It's pretty cool.
We don't have the pee bucket back there, do we?
Nope.
Mm.
Why can't it be here?
Daddy just dropped your neck warmer.
Get the hot
We're
water
gonna
over
all
here.
have to make a potty stop, Daddy.
Okay.
Why is that warmer, Dad? You dropped my neck warmer.
Don't throw it like that. We need a cup. Grab me a cup out of there, Beth. Grab.
Ooh, it's warm.
Grab me my cup.
There you go.
Okay. No, I'm gonna get me a cup. Cody, close the door.
Cody, you'll have to do it after Luke, okay?
Close the door. Cody, close the door. Is my phone? Come on. All I got was my coat. These pants. I should go without these pants.
Well, you don't. We're gonna do it again. This isn't the only opportunity.
Yeah.
Can you put the window down or not? Oh, let's see. Okay, sit down, sis, so I can see him. Let me see him, Jake. What happened? Okay, but then we gotta go do our experiments, guys.
Okay, close the window.
Okay, guys, come on. Come on.
All right, we'll check in when we fire and draw.
Okay, where? Dad, get me
Hang on to the cup.
All right.
Don't let it spill, honey. Don't spill.